Hello and welcome to ADHD TV with me, Jo Richards. I'm doing a short series of videos about Thomas E. Brown's model of executive functioning. There's a few videos now that would have been in my feed. There is one that does a complete summary of the 6 key elements. And then what I'm doing is just shorter videos, just trying to explain each element in a bit more detail and bring it to life and just raise a bit more awareness about each thing within the executive functioning. So this one is about memory. So when we think about memory in relation to ADHD and our executive functioning, memory is all about assessing recall, recalling information from our minds. It's holding multiple thoughts quite often, all at the same time. And it's using our working memory. It's what we use in the moment. So the working memory piece is different to short-term and long-term memory. It is actually what we're using right now in this moment. That's the working memory. And it's the ability to take in information. Well, obviously we can take in information in lots of different forms. It's the ability to hold it into our minds. It's about processing it and negating it, and then taking some sort of action as a result so that there's an output. And so ADHD working memory, the capacity is, and this is going to shock you, the size of a post-it note. So that is the capacity of an ADHD working memory. And for non-ADHDers, it's the size of an A4 piece of paper. So there we go, just look at that, the difference. So that's our working memory in comparison to neurotypicals. So as you can imagine, lots of things fall off the post-it note because we just can't retain as much information as we need, and definitely in comparison to some of our peers. And that can be really tricky, there's a lot of emotions and feelings around that. Now, obviously, there are multiple ways that we can take in information. We can do that by listening, we can do it by seeing, we can do it by doing, we can do it kinesthetically, and we can process that information. But if you don't know that you've got ADHD, then you're going to spend years not knowing what your invisible challenge is, and then not knowing that there are easier ways for us to bring in information and to store information. So if I think about my experience in school, not knowing that I had a post-it memory, I, really struggled with maths. I really struggled with English, learning times tables, learning how to spell, learning how to put sentences together, learning what words meant, all of these normal things. Obviously not realizing I only had a post-it note rather than an A4 piece of paper as my working memory. So instead of understanding that, I actually thought I was really stupid. And you can start to see the unhelpful narrative that we start creating at such an early age. Whereas if it was understood that I had ADHD, if it was understood that my working memory was a major problem for me, and disabling me in being able to learn and retain information and recall information, and to be able to show people actually what I knew in the school environment, then if we'd known that, there are so many other ways that we can bring in information, and so many different techniques. And even now, if I just think about my daily routine, I always listen to. So I'm always using my hearing. So sometimes I listen to things several times if I really wanted to get it embedded into my mind and to have a really good, rich understanding of what the topic is, or the information that I'm being given. And so I do it repetitively. I've stopped spending years. I have got many, many books, and I do definitely like opening books. I love holding books. I love getting pencil and highlighting certain key points. But I still really struggle with using books as a way, and reading as a positive way of effectively bringing information in. So I always do Audible or podcasts. It's just been life-changing. And just the speed, obviously I can turn up the speed to 1.5. So I'm not bored waiting for them to carry on talking because my brain's going so quickly. Such an amazing tool. This is obviously ADHD Explained by Dr. Ned Helliwell. This is such a brilliant book, obviously for us ADHDers, but it's just, there's a small amount of text on each page, there's bullet points and information, but it's also such a visual resource. So if this kind of book really works when I'm kind of going back over information and stuff, and I can use it. But if it was just a smaller book and just really small writing and an abundance of information, my brain just switches off. So it's so important to know this about our memory and our working memory so that we can put these different tools in place that can really help us to go from surviving to thriving. I hope you find these videos useful, and I look forward to talking to you in the next one. Take care.